Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's another hypertranslation demonstration. We'll be doing another book from the Mr. Men series, this one being Mr. Funny. And once again, like the Mr. Clumsy video, we're going to read the story normally, and then we're going to read it after I shoved it through Google Translate multiple times. Here we go. Mr. Funny lived in a teapot. It had two bedrooms, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room, and it suited Mr. Funny very nicely. One day, Mr. Funny was having lunch. He wasn't very hungry, so he only had a daisy sandwich and a glass of toast. Delicious, he murmured to himself as he finished his funny lunch. After lunch, Mr. Funny decided to go for a drive in his car. Mr. Funny's car was a shoe. Have you ever seen a car that looks like a shoe? It looks very funny. As he drove along, everybody who saw him laughed at him because he was such a funny sight. He passed a worm at the side of the road. This worm thought Mr. Funny in his funny car was the funniest thing he had ever seen. He nearly laughed himself into two. Even the flowers Mr. Funny passed thought he was the funniest thing that they have ever seen. They nearly laughed themselves out of the ground. Eventually, Mr. Funny came to an intersection. He didn't know which way to go, so he looked at the signs. One of the signs said, "To the zoo." That will be fun, thought Mr. Funny, so he drove his shoe toward the zoo. When he arrived at the gate of the zoo, he stopped. It was closed. "I'm sorry," said the zookeeper. "We've had to close the zoo because all the animals have colds and they're all feeling very sorry for themselves." "Oh dear," said Mr. Funny, and then he thought for a moment. "Perhaps I could cheer them up," he said. "Well," said the zookeeper, "it's worth a try," and he opened the gate. Mr. Funny drove into the zoo, in his shoe. The first thing he saw was an elephant. It was true. The elephant was feeling very sorry for herself. Very sorry indeed. Mr. Funny looked at the sad-looking elephant, and the sad-looking elephant looked at Mr. Funny. Oh dear. Then do you know what Mr. Funny did? He made a funny face. Mr. Funny, as you'd imagine, is very good at making funny faces. The elephant giggled. She'd never seen anything so funny. Mr. Funny made another funny face. The elephant burst out laughing. The elephant laughed and laughed and laughed. She laughed so hard she nearly laughed her trunk off, and she felt a whole lot better. Mr. Funny went over to the lion house. There was a lion feeling very sorry for himself. Mr. Funny looked at the sad-looking lion, and the sad-looking lion looked at Mr. Funny. Oh dear. And then Mr. Funny made the funniest looking face that's probably ever been made anywhere, ever. Now, you've heard a lion roar before, haven't you? Well, this lion roared too. With laughter. He laughed so hard he nearly laughed his whiskers to pieces. Then Mr. Funny went around to see all the other animals in the zoo. Oh dear, what a miserable looking bunch. For all of them, Mr. Funny made funnier and funnier faces. The big brown bear giggled and burst out laughing, and the giraffe laughed so hard she nearly laughed her neck into a knot, and the hippopotamus nearly laughed himself out of his skin, and the penguins nearly laughed their flippers floppy, and the leopard, well, you should have seen him. He laughed so hard he nearly laughed his spots off. Oh, what craziness! "Oh, Mr. Funny," giggled the zookeeper. "Oh, Mr. Funny, thank you very, very much for coming to cheer us up." "Oh, it was nothing, really," replied Mr. Funny, modestly, and drove off. In his shoe! Later, when Mr. Funny arrived home, he chuckled to himself. "Well," he said, "that's the end of another funny day." And he parked his shoe and went inside his teapot because he was feeling thirsty, and made himself a nice hot cup of cake. So that's Mr. Funny normally. Now, it's going to be difficult to do this one as I didn't really do the page breaks correctly, so I'm going to have trouble flipping the pages in the correct way. So I'm going to guess my way around. Okay. So here is Mr. Funny hypertranslated. He lived in a cup of cooking and drama, living room, sand, and mutant tea. In the living room, music, living room, kitchen, bathroom. I had 2 bedrooms. He lived in a cup of cooking and drama, living room, sand, and mutant tea. In the living room, music and living room, kitchen, the living kitchen, bathroom. In situ services for children include sandwiches, milk cups, bread, and kitchen sandwiches and milk glasses, and field services for children. It was fun for lunch. I decided to use it safely on a fun plane, so I decided to wear shoes and safe. Fun sound. After lunch, I decided to use it safely on a fun plane. Funny's car was a shoe. Have you ever seen a car that looks like a shoe? This worm thought it was funny. He almost laughed that it was funny. The funniest thing I've ever seen in your funny car. In his funny car was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. In your funny car. It was the funniest thing. However, it seemed to be an interesting death on the inside of me and the Lord. Zev asked you to look it up. Look at one of the most popular characters. I'm almost interesting. Thing her shoes have never seen before. I heard that. Last one. A sign says dog. That's why she wore shoes. You can help, and 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 you can help. And they all feel a lot. Oh dear, said Mr. We had to close the zoo because all the animals had a cold, and help, and yes. Transfer. Go ahead, and it was true. Go. The first thing he saw was elephant. About us. Go ahead, and it was true. Elephant. And the sad-looking drove into the zoo in his shoe. Interesting. He'd never seen anything so funny. He made a funny face. It is very good to make a nice face. Interesting. Funny. The elephant just laughed. Elephant giggling. Interesting. She had never seen anything so funny. Well, yeah, that's that too. I'm trying. Reports, documents, witnesses, and laughter that you can't go home to suffer. Laughter. The elephant laughed so hard. Sad relationships are fun of the sad metabolism of a sick ambassador. Fun lovers. Fun. Contact Bay grievances and tree stay. It's funny to see the sad look. Ants see lions. The lion roared on a clean beard. And then you've heard a lion eats before, right? And then funny looking face. The lion roared over a clean beard, probably, and then, And the hypnobo was gnawed from the skin about us, and the hippo was gowing herself in the skin, and the leopard. Zoph news in the neck is so hard too, and hippo self-grade. It wasn't really anything that was so hard, funny. And then Zaf takes his neck to a node. In his shoes, about us hippo going herself in the skin. And I found a home. I was interesting day. Came to the fun house. She was in his fear. She came to the funhouse because she is thirsty. Home because he was feeling thirsty. Well, he said later, funny home. I have another interesting day, Mr. So that was Mr. Funny. I have an entire stack of these books here. I have a bunch of them. I might do Mr. Silly next or Mr. Cool. But I have a bunch of them. Ah, but there's Mr. Clumsy. And there's Fussy. I did Fussy. I'll show you guys Fussy. But that is everything for Mr. Funny. Hope you all enjoyed that one. If you have any questions, leave a comment.